Hey guys, what's going on? Sherman here. Today I have a flashlight review for you guys. Today we're taking a look at a light from one of my favorite flashlight companies, and that is Olight. I've been carrying this little Olight S10 Baton. The S10 customized Baton is, I think, an Amazon exclusive light, but it's basically their S1 Baton. Absolutely love this light. It has the perfect features, perfect size, in my opinion, for a really good EDC flashlight. I just absolutely love this light. So Olight sent this light to me to test out and to review, and that is the Olight S30R Baton 3. It's a mouthful, but their S30R is a rechargeable model, comes with the recharging magnetic base, which is really cool. I'll totally get into that here in a second. Just give you a brief overview of the look of the light. Very cool, very sleek, no nonsense. I really love what Olight does. Olight doesn't throw any kind of fancy bells and whistles and frills on there. They just make straight up really good quality lights. Cool little blue accents around the bezel there. Just really, really nice. Get that out of the way for a second. Kind of give you guys an idea of the size. It's not quite twice the size. I know this is really common, so if you have an S1 Baton, here it is compared to an S1. It's not quite twice the size, but it is definitely more than twice the light. So really good size. Still, I think, perfect for EDC. Just a really good size. Throw it in your pocket. Not necessarily like maybe not a back pocket carry light, because I know a lot of times your back pocket is kind of shallow. So yeah, that's when this really comes in handy. Aircraft grade aluminum, hard anodized black. You can see you got Olight S30R Baton 2. You have not knurling, just kind of like a checkering there, but it's really smooth. It does offer some sort of a grip. You have your heat sink here, just to keep the heat down on the bezel. It is a switch activated light with a side switch, which I don't prefer. I prefer a tail switch. But it's a little hard for Olight because they have their awesome magnetic base, which makes Olight really stand out, in my opinion, in terms of flashlights. That was really the deciding factor when I bought my S10 Baton. It was that magnetic base. I work around a lot of heavy machines. I work around metal racks, in a warehouse and everything like that. So it's really good to be able to, have this light if I need to work on something. If I'm working on a forklift, if I'm working on a rack or something like that, I can just pop this on one of the metal beams and it's providing me light. If I'm working on my car at night, if I have to do something under the hood, if I have to do something to my tire, you have to fix a flat in the middle of the night, this will pop in right underneath your fender well. It'll pop in, under the underside of your hood. It's just really, really convenient. It's one of those features where you don't realize how useful it is to have a magnetic base until you have it, and then you can use it. So very, very handy. I love that feature about this, and it is plenty strong enough. I know, some people may think, well, it's a much bigger light, it starts to get top heavy. I tested it on my refrigerator. It pops right on the side of my refrigerator, doesn't move. Super strong magnet in this thing. That right there, that's not the magnet, that's the connector for the charging base, which I'll show you guys in a minute. Stainless steel pocket clip. The only thing I don't like about the clip being oriented in this way, and you can't really swap it, because if you were to turn this around, you flip it around, about that much of the light's going to be sticking out of your pocket then. So it really doesn't make sense to orient it anyway. But this one, you wouldn't want to flip it, like I said, like you can with the S1 Baton. But the only thing I don't like about this is that it makes your bezel exposed. So, you bump it during the day, it can get scratched, it can get caked up with dirt, debris, all that kind of stuff. So then when you go to turn it on, your lens is scratched, it looks bad, and that's just, my own personal preference, but it can get caked up in lint, dust, dirt, whatever you got going on. If you're working outside in the dirt, sawdust, whatever, then that lens can kind of get caked up. Then when you go to turn your light on, the light's diffused, and you gotta wipe it off, and it's just kind of inconvenient. But other than that, it's a good pocket clip. Technical specs rundown. It's all the same stuff you've come to know and love with lights these days. They pretty much all have these same specs. It's pretty much an industry standard, IPX8 certified waterproof, drop resistant up to 1.5 meters, which is like what, 6-7 feet, I think. I could be wrong. Please forgive me. Don't, cuss me out in the comment section, call me an idiot. The run times, and you just want to go over the modes real quick too. The modes, you have a moonlight mode or firefly mode, whatever you want to call it, which is your lowest mode. That's kind of a what I would consider a hidden feature. You have to do a certain button press to activate it, which I'll show you in a second. And a turbo mode, which again you have to click that button a few different times in a sequence to get turbo mode to activate. But your main settings are low, medium, and high, and strobe. But again, strobe is one of those special features. But alright, so moonlight mode, your lowest lumen setting. When the light is completely off, hold the button down for about 2 seconds. It comes on. You see it's not at all bright because that is a half of a lumen. So 0.5 lumens, and it'll run on this for 100 days. Yeah. Why you would only need this little amount of light for 100 days, I don't know, but it'll run for 100 days, so that is pretty cool. It does have a memory, so whatever mode you last left it off on, unless it's strobe or turbo, when you turn it on, it'll come back to that setting. Even moonlight mode, which is actually very unusual. Most of the time, moonlight mode is a special setting, and memory won't, go back to that. But see, I just had it on moonlight mode, turned it off, turned it back on, still on moonlight. So you're going to push the button down and hold it. Puts you in your next brightness setting. That's low mode, which is 12 lumens. It'll run for 130 hours. So that's a lot. And, that's sufficient for most EDC tasks. You're finding your keys in the dark. You drop something in your yard or in your driveway. That's the perfect amount of light. So same thing. You're gonna from here push the button and hold it down. It's gonna go into your next brightness setting, which is medium. It's 120 lumens, and it'll run for 15 hours. Again, more than enough light. Now you're venturing into, standard flashlight brightness, 150 lumens. You can get a 150 lumen flashlight at Walmart, but standard, pretty good brightness. Again, push it down and hold. Put you in high mode. High mode is 500 lumens, and this will run for 210 minutes. So, you can drop it down a little bit, but it has that's a really good runtime for 500 lumens. They're really able to crank out the lumens and save battery these days. Every new light that comes out, they get better and better run times and brighter lights. And then turbo mode, because I know, in the packaging, which by the way, here's how it comes. The packaging, anytime you look up this light, you're going to see 1050 lumens. Max 1050 lumens. So you're probably thinking, well, why isn't high 1050 lumens? Because that's turbo mode. That's, the brightest this light gets. To activate turbo mode, you can do kind of one of two things. You can kind of get to it when the light is off, just double press, and it'll put you in turbo mode. Or at any time when you're in any of the other brightness settings, like right now I'm on high, I'm going to double click, and it goes into turbo mode. So, big difference. But turbo mode will run at 1050 lumens for 2 minutes, and after 2 minutes, and it'll get really hot actually, after 2 minutes, it'll drop down to 50 lumens, and it'll run for 200 minutes. So to activate strobe mode, which is very handy, I think, and if you want to use your light for self-defense, not only can you use this as a baton, like the name implies, but you can actually use strobe because it's super bright. It strobes at 500 lumens, and you could use that to blind any kind of would-be attacker. So to activate strobe from off, you triple click in quick succession. 1, 2, 3. Which is nice because usually the light has to be on for you to use strobe. Usually you have to turn the light on and it's like a double click or something. So I'm so glad that Olight made it so that you can access it while it's off. Pulled out of your pocket, 1, 2, 3. Used to confuse somebody, disorient them. It's really the only reason you'd use strobe, because to get someone's attention, you could just manually do an SOS or just shake the light back and forth. But while the light is on any of the light settings, you can also just triple click and you get to strobe. Something else Olight gets right, you have a really bright hot spot, but also a really good spill around that hot spot, meaning kind of the flood area. And it's honestly, like in my opinion, a perfect combination of the two. Battery, I forgot to get into that earlier, which it comes with, by the way, is obviously a rechargeable battery. Just unscrew the cap, and it's a 3500 mAh 18650. So it'll run on one 18650 or two CR123 batteries. I recommend the 18650 that it comes with because it's perfect. There's really no reason to change it, but it's one of those things where if this battery is completely dead, you can't charge it because of a power out, you don't have 18650s because they're kind of hard to come by, unless you're a vapor. Two CR123s will do, as long as they're brand new. Never ever ever use a partially used CR123 and a brand new CR123 in the same device. You can cause overcharging, and that's how you get devices exploding. Here's the rechargeable base that it comes with, which is really cool. Comes with a cord, runs on a micro USB, so if you ever lose this, it's just a standard USB to micro USB. And it's just this cute little triangular base. So, plug it in, plug it into your wall. Has these little suction cup because this thing's very light and the light is magnetic, so it attaches via magnets there. So if it didn't have the suction cup, you'd go to pull this off the base and it just takes the whole thing with you. So I don't know if it'll stick to this palette, but probably not. But anyway, if you have a normal nightstand with kind of a gloss finish, especially like a glass top, anything glass, that'll stick to it really well. So you're going to put this down. It connects with that little brass contact, that little ball in the middle. It is magnetic, so when you drop it down on there, it's not falling off. Which is really cool, because I have cats, so cats can by in the middle of the night hit that. Well, a good hit will knock it off, but charges really fast. It also has a side USB charger here, so that when you're charging this and it's plugged in, you can actually attach another USB here and charge your phone off of it as well, or anything else you'd like. So that's kind of cool. So that way it's not hogging up a valuable charging port. So when you plug this in, the little light's going to be red, and then when it turns green, it's done charging. So it's pretty cool. I love this added feature. This is a really cool way to recharge your light, in my opinion, because I'm all about stations and different stuff like that. So you set up this on your bedside table. You have this EDC light. You put your pocket dump out on the table at the end of the day, and just sitting this thing down, this beast of a light, sitting it down as magnetic charger. I mean, that's the way of the future. Magnetic charging, is really the way of the future. It's like wireless charging for your cell phones. So very, very cool. Well worth the money. These go on Amazon for about $80 for the whole kit, and that's with the magnetic charger. This comes also with a little lanyard and I believe a little nylon pouch, but I never use those. But if you guys like that kind of thing, then it comes with it. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. A big shout out and thank you to Olight for supplying this light to me to review for you guys. I've been so pleased with it, and like I said, please don't think that these companies that send me this stuff, it's buying me off, they're buying this review, so I'll say nice things. I hope you guys would know that I'd be honest with you guys. If I didn't like this product, I would tell you so. Different gripes that I have, I've voiced them, and so on and so forth. It just happens to be, Olights are one of my favorite flashlights. I love Olights. I've had this light going on 3 years, and I've dropped it in a pool of water. I've frozen it in a block of ice on purpose, ran over it, and it's perfect. And this light I've been carrying every day at work, about a week and a half. I've dropped it on concrete. Again, yeah, I've soaked it in water, and it's perfect. It's just absolutely perfect. Love this light. Just wish I had a tail cap switch, but whatever. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this review. Please check out the links below to where you can buy this light. And just have a great rest of your day, guys. All right, stay safe, stay sharp, and God bless. Sherman614. Peace.